welcome you to Our Voice. Our Voice is shown every Tuesday, and we want to thank you for tuning in. My name's Eiko Yoshikawa with Miss Clarence Louie. How are you, Clarence?
I'm doing really fine, Eiko.
So we're going to be seeing some graduations coming up.
I understand. We have a very special young lady today.
We definitely do. So it's our pleasure to introduce you to Kristi Agari. And Kristi is maybe one of the youngest people we've had on the show. She's a junior at St. Mary's. And Kristi's been working on a special project that we want to share the information about this project with you. So Kristi, tell our audience, what is it that you've been doing?
I've taken it upon myself to locate the Japanese Niseis who were interned during 1942, and most of these Niseis were in high school, and they were taken out of their high schools and their homes, and they were forced to continue their education behind barbed wire, and they were given just diplomas and graduation. They were given diplomas and a graduation just behind barbed wires in the desert. And I've taken it upon myself to locate these Niseis and give them a proper commencement ceremony and proper diplomas because of what they were supposed to be given in 1942.
Now, Kristi, how did you come up with this idea to do this?
Well, I actually was reading an article. I actually read an article last year, I believe, in the Pacific Citizen about a girl who was doing about the exact same project that I'm doing currently. But when I first read it, I didn't think much of it because, being the teenager I am, I was trapped in my own, teenage bubbles, just thinking, oh, what do I have to do for school tomorrow? What do I have to study? When do I get to hang out with my friends? And so I didn't think much of it at the time. But but I still kind of kept the article in the back of my mind. And then I knew that my grandmother was interned, but I really had no idea because I was still kept in that, teenage bubble mentality. But I asked my grandma, so I told my grandma about what this girl was doing. I asked her some questions, how was the internment, what was it like? And she told me stories about camp, and I thought, oh, okay, that's what happened. But then she told me, she kind of told me about some of the backhanded things that happened to them, and more of the, the bad things that happened to them. And then I thought about what the girl did, and I also thought about it in a way where, what if I'm about to graduate in 1 year. I'm a junior, and I'm about to graduate next year. And I thought, what if I was taken from my home, my school, my friends, and I was forced to continue my education behind barbed wires, and then given just a piece of paper that said, congratulations, you graduated from high school, just behind barbed wires. And it would really just be a consolation prize, and I would feel so devastated, and I can't even think about if that really did happen to me. But it did happen to the people in 1942. And I kind of realized, maybe we should recognize the Niseis who actually had to go through with this. And, I thought, we really should recognize our Niseis and, what they did, and recognize their academic achievements and everything that they did, throughout their life after their internment.
So what are some of the steps that you had to take? What did you have to do?
Well, first, I had to find all of these Nisei, and at first it was pretty hard, but I was able to track down a Stockton High School 1942 yearbook. So in this yearbook are the pictures and the names of the Japanese people who were supposed to graduate in 1942. And in here I looked up the names, and then I called some Japanese Nisei that I knew who were still living, and I asked them, do you know this person? Do you know where this person lives? And it was kind of just a treasure hunt from there. So I had to compile a list of these Niseis, and once I made a list, I actually found I had to present it to the Stockton Unified School District to see if they would integrate a graduation ceremony into their an honorary ceremony into their graduation ceremony to honor these people. And before I go on to continue what I was saying.
Okay.
I really would like to thank some people
Sure.
who, you know, who took part in the steps of this whole process to get
It's
this
very
finished.
important.
For Principal Carol Hirota in the School for Adults from Stockton Unified School District, they have helped me tremendously, and without them, this project would just be collapsed, because Stockton Unified allowed this graduation to happen. I had to get this graduation passed, and Stockton Unified School District saw, you know, the goodness of this project, and they allowed it to be integrated into the School for Adults graduation. And Carol Hirota helped me get this on the board agenda, and she helped it get passed. So I really would like to thank, you know, Principal Carol Hirota and the School for Adults in the Stockton Unified School District.
Definitely.
And as far as, you know, finding a list of the Japanese people, I really want to thank you, Ego, and the Stockton JACL, and you know, for helping me try to find more Japanese.
So we're still
people.
working on it. So we're hoping we get a really nice turnout for the event.
Yeah, and I really want to thank Roger Phillips from the Stockton Record for bringing this issue to light to the public, and, you know, allowing me to come on your show and bringing, you know, this issue to light as well. I really appreciate it. And I'd also really like to thank my own St. Mary's, Principal Peter Morelli, as Father Fallon, and then Dean Kathy Smith, who have intimated the fact that they will help pay for any monetary costs that may not be covered otherwise. And I really appreciate them, you know, with their support and encouragement for me. So, you know, I really thank them.
Great. Hey, Kristi, so a lot of these people in 1942, it wasn't just 1 year that they were interned, right? It was 42, 43, 44, 45. So we talk about maybe 3-4 graduating class of
Yes.
people. About how many names was affected? How many students, Japanese American citizens, was affected?
There are so many names just in this yearbook that I probably counted more than 200 names, maybe 250 names. And it's sad to say, it's been so hard to find, you know, all these Japanese people, because, you know, a lot of them, they stayed where they were interned. They stayed in the area. They stayed near Arkansas and Arizona, and they didn't come back to Stockton. Sadly, many of them are deceased, and it's,
Right.
you know, it's hard to find these Japanese people. So there are a lot of people.
So you know what I want to talk about too is what's the concept for the what it is that they're going to receive.
They are going to receive a special commencement graduation ceremony, a cap and gown ceremony, and we are going to talk about their achievements and telling kind of the story of what happened, and then give them a certificate of recognition. And for the people who didn't receive diplomas, we actually are going to give them a real high school diploma, and it'll be a really nice evening.